QWQ into the level 5, they could really go for impact. But if LFD is going to be playing very, very safe, this is not going to be looking that great for QWQ onto this composition, considering, as always, as we talked about, if Rengar doesn't stack up 5 passes on 10-minute mark, it's going to be so much harder.
Yeah, there's just that really, really small window right now. And looking at LFD, though, they're starting with an Olaf and the Gragas. And it's really a tad telling whether or not they might play the Varus into this game, just because there's no threat of just, you know, that Ragnarok just heading straight to the backline. Galio not being prioritized, which could potentially mean we could see a Diana pick come in as well, and as well as Jarvan just for that big Wombo combo.
Yeah, the Wombo combo, that Venn diagram that we keep on talking about when it comes to the CC chains. LFD could definitely go through that, but QWQ is going in for an aggressive Baron lane and jungler, potentially having to pick up Camille and Renekton in the same draft.
I love this so much here, Riku, because I feel like when you put Camille and Galio in the same category together, they just do so much as a duo. Forget about the jungle and support link up. These two together, they can lock somebody down for 20 years.
I have to agree with you there. The Hextech ultimatum and just a ton of burst damage coming from the side of Renekton. You will feel a tad bad whatever PP is going to pick up, because this top and jungle duo is just very, very strong.
Although now looking out for Daddy, Kai'Sa and Lulu has been picked up, so QWQ will go to another route, picking up the Xayah and also the Nami instead. The huge AoE CC that can potentially disengage some of the engage potential for looking for Daddy.
Yeah, exactly. So I can imagine whatever jungler is going to get picked up. I imagine this could be a Xin Zhao and could potentially match the big level 3. Never mind, it's going to be a Kha'Zix. I will anticipate Wolf going in. We talked about this before. Not a Vi. Something that can provide damage, and a Kha'Zix will be that pick.
Yeah, and Twisted Fate gonna be locking in for QWQ. This is what we keep on talking about for QWQ as one of their main key champions that can literally carry the game and be present onto the map. So QWQ locking that in is a massive takeaway for QWQ.
Yeah, this is them going to be saying, hey, we're going to play more towards topside, level 5, we're going to gank tower dive, PP rather, on this Darius, and it's going to be more on towards Chi side to see if he can catch up, roam, get that hero's entrance.
It feels crazy to me that a Twisted Fate can come.
Limited pretty heavily. I think a good ban choice from LFD to take away the Jarvan is we're going to game contra.
That's right. It's our first match here between Looking for Daddy and QWQ. And we have a fresh new face here for QWQ. Look in. Comes in from the substitution to replace Cole on the marksman role. So I wonder how much of change will that be for QWQ.
Well, the first change that we're seeing right off the bat is no Ashe being picked up. And I know a lot of you guys have been very vocal but not liking the Ashe. So here going for a more traditional pickup in the Xayah-Nami combination. I think that's perfectly fine here in the Baron lane. Sorry, in the Dragon lane, rather. And I think it's going to be a good 2v2 matchup into this Kai'Sa Lulu.
If this were to be a movie scene, it might have been very close to Wanted. But if Angelina Jolie is going to be watching, she might just be disappointed with the Ashe too. So, PP against Houghton, and we're already seeing barrier being popped in, and Houghton flashes forward with the ignite, might just be in time to pick up the honey fruit. PP survived.
Barely survives there with a tick of health. Both of these Baron laners with just a tick. PP, I think he'll stay to catch this wave, which means Houghton, he can recall here. Or he can pick up the honey fruit and come right back. Looks like that's what he's doing. 2v2.
Wow, mid lane, Millie having some scuffle, and that's first blood still. We're looking for Daddy with the ignite, taking down the health bar.
Ignite and rip off the dots, take down Tommy. I didn't quite catch what happened, but Tommy got dropped before I could really notice what was going on over there. And that's going to be a good start, right? We talked about how QWQ, they have a lot of options with the TF and Camille to fly towards the top side to get the Renekton leads. But if they get set back themselves, then this Kha'Zix has a very real chance to take over the game.
That's right, and I mentioned how much this is kind of like a mirror of their ideas of getting the mid laners ahead, and now they haven't got their elements just about yet. But once they do, probably there will be a little bit more of that global roaming, and Kha'Zix getting that kill, this is gonna help him snowball a little tad bit.
It is indeed. It's gonna be really nice. Kha'Zix is a champion who wants to, who enjoys snowballing. I would say he's very good when he's ahead, much less good when he's behind, as we saw from Banana's Vendetta, right? In 2 different games, he gave us 2 different Kha'Zix forms. When he was ahead versus when he was behind. Wolf here committing the ulti, but won't quite find anything. Quite cheeky, actually. I liked his usage of the ult to dodge the ward, but Hotin will just one-shot the wave, and QWQ's Baron lane is finding some pretty good leads for himself.
Yeah, so far, I think it has been pretty great for PP. I'm really going for the Bramble Vest here, and probably will be able to exchange a few more blows against Hotin. But
Yeah, but Hotin, when he's coming back, he items himself. I think he's gonna be happy. Not gonna be able to lifesteal against that Bramble Vest is always gonna be nice, though.
That's true. Well, we have pretty much of an even scoreline here, except for the fact that looking for Daddy got that first blood over on the corner.
Yep.
So I want to see on that bot lane matchup here between this Kaisa as well as Zaya, which both have pretty safe support enchanters that could possibly get them surviving, especially when she is going for...
Keep them safe. Yeah, the heal is going to be nice for both of these supports. I'm quite curious that neither of them took the exhaust, which is so good against Kha'Zix and Camille respectively. Just opting for the keeping your AD carry safe, getting a little bit more healing and shielding going on there with the barrier as well. That's always, I want a timer. It's almost 4 minutes. Both of these teams have their globals available. Galio against TF, both with the Roa. And it looks like they're just going to be facing off in the Dragon lane.
And speaking of the Baron lane, this is
PP.
where the Hexen Omen locks him right under the turret, but PP still trying to survive. The Ignite has already been popped. He did not land the Noxian Guillotine, and Chi just arrived to the scene.
Nice.
Voltian's gonna drop. That's a double for the Kha'Zix. And Wolf wants to secure every kill for looking for Daddy.
Every kill, and now the Rift Herald as well. They're gonna get first move to this one. He's 1,000 gold or more up on Tommy. It's gonna be a very big and scary Kha'Zix here. They want to fight, I think.
One having some exchange with Lokin. Lokin dropping low. He
solo
does
kill.
have the barrier. He still survived while the Herald is getting taken
Yes,
fight. Looking for Daddy. Still the exchanges come right through. Dodges
nice.
that Void Seeker. And well, QWQ still survived.
Yeah, that would have popped the plasma there. A lot of burst for Juan, but he opts not to go in. Knows that Lock-in still has the 2 disguise available. So he's going to play it a bit safer there on the conservative end. And the big thing to take note of right now is how big this Kha'Zix is, right? He's going to be a very scary force to be reckoned with, but he can't take over the game just yet. Couple of things for him to keep in mind. There is going to be a Destiny to review him. There's going to be a Hextech ultimatum to lock him down. And it's not a simple task to try to assassinate a Zaya. Yeah, PP here getting out-traded pretty much constantly in this game.
Yeah.
Wolf, though.
I'm glad that you pointed out. Now Wolf playing a little bit too aggressively. And he burned the flash just to invade to the blue. I don't think that is the biggest of takeaway. But looking for Daddy, opts to reset on that track.
Yeah, they're going to try to start that one off, but we'll just give that one up since Wolf blew everything that his ultimate, his flash. They're going to be behind on spells. I want to point out Galio's getting jumped right now.
Oh boy.
Not going to see that, but that's fine.
I guess they don't really want to see it, but he still managed to walk out of it while looking. Just struggling to keep himself healthy. Many a times that you look at Juan playing extremely aggressively, and all you could possibly do as Butjai is just to land a perfect bubble, which isn't all too easy to do. Here comes Juan, once again, trying to rush right through. The bubble will connect. Same goes to the tile wave that's just dropped right in. Destiny being brought out, and that's where Wild Growth gets popped, but he won't be able to survive when just arrived to the scene with the hero's entrance. And Tommy, 1 HP, gets ignited, and one still most strike in with just his punch. Not really the best move with the gold card being popped. That's one more for CLJ.
Big mistakes there. When flashing in the straight line means that he will just get caught up by the wild cards. Kha'Zix wants to come in and look for something, but won't quite find anything. PP misses on the spin and goes for the dunk. Either way, a lot of mistakes coming across the board. Can't say this is something which we did not expect. Both of these teams, I would say, on the lower end of skill in the playing field. And it's pretty much exactly what we're expecting, right? Mistakes across the board. Starts off with Juan getting too aggressive. And Wolf, he has Dominus.
He's diving right in, and now this is where Tommy comes in to turn the reverse. So no cards being brought to the table, and that's where Chi is kind of stuck in between. LFD.
Big mistakes for LFD. Big mistakes. And QWQ, they're just gonna pick up a bunch of kills. And just like that, Tommy is back in the game. You want to give this to your Camille, my friend. He's gonna take that one for himself. That's fine. Let's look at the map though. Wen is pushing the Dragon Link turret, gonna do some damage here. Let's take a track off the goal. Let's tell you how things are going. QWQ with a slight lead. Herald is of course still available for Wolf. He did donate his shutdown over to Tommy, and leads on the side of QWQ gonna find themselves in the pockets of Hoteen as well as CLJ.
Yeah, just looking back at that dive that went absolutely wrong. Now that actually brings the Renekton back up online, finishing off that Blade Ruin King. Look at Wolf currently just by the side. He might just be able to go in for some good setup when now
Righteous Glory
goes in just to chase them over. And Firestorm immediately getting popped. That's where they managed to root down Wolf. Tommy goes over the wall. We'll be able to find Chi. Wild Growth being used. Destiny coming in as well. Now Wen as well as Wolf won't be able to negate all these damage that come right through. 2 kills for QWQ.
Yeah, so many mistakes here. They're gonna try to trade the mid and bot turrets for the bot turret of their own. Tommy though.
Wow.
Okay, well done. I am at a loss for words right now.
I know.
But basically, the TLDR of that was an over-engage for LFD. They tried to jump into the Feather Storm. That's not gonna be a good idea. Basically, any time, right? That results in them losing Dragon. And of course, this is gonna be the first Dragon of the game at 8 minutes and 30 seconds.
Yeah, it definitely looked like a hot mess here for QWQ, but they tried in chaos and looking for Daddy. They tried to make all these calls work for them, but the only member that's currently having any form of lead is going to be Wolf. So we keep an eye out for him. He's only got that Dustblade of Drakta working towards a Black Cleaver as well, but they went for that Zaya.
What is this, man? Yeah, it just doesn't make sense, right? Once he goes into ulti, why are you still trying to chase her? Why is your Lulu walking in and getting chain CC? You know there's a Destiny's Gate available, and they just get completely punished. And I was gonna criticize Hoteen. He went for a very early teleport enchantment buy, uses it to defend the mid lane turret. So I guess it does kind of work out for him. That is a big investment of gold, because that means that 2 turrets do get dropped. Both bot lane turrets are down. Current lane on the side of LFD is low. QWQ's mid is low, and that one I would say is infinitely more valuable. See that find a chance to go there and take that.
Indeed. Now, just having a little bit more of a reset. More vision being set from the side of QWQ. Now the problem is this. When you look at this Wolf, he probably has tried to dive in multiple members of QWQ. Didn't work against the Renekton. And of course, what happened in the bot lane here, not only did Lokian survive, the rest of LFD, they took the short end mistake. Now they're going to be looking for PP as well.
Yeah, they're gonna just break that turret. It's so low. I dislike how LFD try to make a rotation to come and save him when it's obvious that the turret is already dead. It's way too late. They should be here at mid lane trying to pressure that turret. They need to get that wave down, and oh my god, one's gonna get caught.
Tommy, Hextech ultimatum being dropped right in, and that's all that they even need. Not a single Destiny was probably going to be utilized into full effect. Now, QWQ just keeps picking on a member after member from looking for Daddy, and this is the way that they wanted it to be. And you just look at the itemization, they've already got so many things in the bag.
I mean, if you look at these team comps across the board, right, honestly, they're really similar. Bruiser Baron laners, Assassini, or rather mobile and high damage junglers, global utility mid laners, and hyper carry marksmen with a utility enchanter support, right? So it's very similar team compositions. QWQ are just using it to its full effect. They're using the TF ultimate proactively. We have not seen the hero's entrance being used once proactively. I think it's been used once defensively. That's not what you want to see, right? You're reacting to QWQ. You're letting them dictate the pace despite your Kha'Zix starting game 3-0. And look at CLJ. Look at his items right now. 5-0 and 2. Roa, rapid fire cannon. He skips a Lich Bane, goes straight for Death Cap.
Yeah, this Twisted Fate is absolutely huge. He could just basically remove one player by himself if he wants to. And the thing about QWQ is that they have great ease of execution. Now Loki's just going to flash away. A lot of pressure coming from LFD, but that's good Blade Caller to just chunk back some of the health bars of LFD.
Yeah, they just chunk some health bars, but nothing really comes out of that one. Biggest of these teams is the flash for Lokian. We do see a bit of an attempt here towards BP. He's gonna see it on the ward though, so he's gonna be just fine.
Right. Invading into the right side of jungle, looking for Daddy will secure the turret as they continue on with the pressure. Here comes the Destiny. That will be Win just spotting him out for the moment. And interesting enough, the timing on that Destiny definitely calls to question here. They could definitely be pulled in on better moments when they actually have opportunities to catch somebody out.
Yeah, I think they were just fishing a little bit right there. Not gonna find anything. Wolf is way too ambitious. That's rapid fire.
Oh, great goal caught onto One. He turns golden for a bit. One just trying to hold him back with the taunt. Well, the rest of LFD, they're stuck in their own jungle. Hippie will have to take it all. And this is an early ace for QWQ.
Yeah, it is. It is indeed an early ace. They're gonna get the Baron here as well. Lulu Wildgrowth was in use. Galio just flashes into the Xayah Featherstorm. You know, a lot of things which should not be happening are gonna be happening. This looks like one of my ranked games, right? But ultimately, QWQ, they're gonna pull ahead to a massive lead after this Baron dropped. Yeah, you look at CLJ, he's still pushing mid lane. He gets a tier 2 for free. They get the Baron just like that. 13 minutes in the game, 10,000 gold lead for QWQ. Baron, Dragon, they are firmly in the driver's seat, and this looks to be a dominant game 1 here for QWQ.
Yeah, that's 10,000 goal lead that we're talking about here. I don't think that they're going to be dropping the ball anytime soon. But if there's going to be a point of contest looking for Daddy, probably will look to the Dragon. Let's have a look at the replay again.
That's gonna be, yeah, look at that. Aggressively into the Xayah, who can just use his ultimate to disengage the fight when he should come back, peel away the fight with his team. And it all starts off, of course, with Wolf once again overly aggressive, jumps in for no reason into a team comp which excels at punishing your over aggressive attempts. And it looks like QWQ, when they don't have the Jarvan, when they don't have the Vi, their overly aggressive tendencies are just getting punished. Sorry, LFD rather.
Yeah, and the bigger problem here is also opening up the Camille on top of that, giving Tommy so much of that accessibility where he can just free roam, dive right in. Now they get one more turret right down bottom, and that's Tidal Wave dropping onto One with the Hex Element just to put him to place. And
They're trying to end.
They're already having minutes in there. I guess
yeah,
it's not
just gonna get mid. Okay, so a bit of an iffy situation right now. I think they could end though if they find one more pick.
Right, good bubble onto 2, but they're not looking to dive too much. QWQ, they're feeling absolutely confident and comfortable, so they just go in, siege each side of the lane one after another, while they just send 2 members onto the Drake.
Yeah, and they're just gonna get the Drake for free, gonna get some resets. Once they come out of base, they are just gonna come in the top lane and just try to break the inhib and the game. It's a pretty simple situation. QWQ fighting themselves in right now, firmly in the driver's seat. They have the handle on the game. They should be able to close this one out without much issue.
And you just look at Lokian once more, right? Like, this is his debut performance, and he's playing a very clean Xayah. You gotta give credit to Bajai, because many of all these occasions, it was not only great setup with the Tidal Wave, on top of great Octo Prisons as well. So, whenever the situation arises, this support has always been side by side with Lokian, just having that wall growth to keep him alive, and still having that heal that most often than not necessary for them to even pop out in some of these fights. But Destiny now being called in, there won't be any dive though.
Yep. Yeah, they're just using it for the Destiny and not for the gate. It's not necessary. They just want to have a full handle of things. They want the information. Just like that, turret's down. Nothing you can do, LFD. You're just too little, too late. That's going to be super minions in all 3 lanes. I'm quite surprised they even opted to back. Why not just try to end the game right here? Guess they want to wait for one more Baron Nashor. Gonna play it safe, play it by the book. QWQ 15,000 gold up. They don't want to risk losing it.
And we look back into the past series where Flash Wolves got taken down. Now looking for Daddy, just being another hope for the Taiwanese region, isn't really in a good starting performance at all. And we haven't seen QWQ perform this way, and I kind of wish I see it sooner in those earliest series.
Well, QWQ, they kind of got rolled by Banana.
Oh,
so
getting rolled right now as you speak. TP coming in. Hero's entrance drops onto Tommy. Well, it is a perfect taunt onto QWQ. The collapse comes in. Hokin cleans
man.
up shop. It's a double
have
for
gate.
Loken. And that gate will connect that gold car on top. But when the last member remaining for LFD will get jumped upon. Minions crashing in left, right, none in the center, but that's about it. LFD takes this first loss with QWQ taking the point.
I'm really surprised at how that game turned out, Contra. I voted this to be LFD taking it after seeing how they did against.
To get the maximum benefit, but there's so much CC right now that might not be entirely possible. We're jumping into the second draft here. It is QWQ this time actually opting for first pick.
Yeah, they are now going to see if they can secure first pick Renekton, perhaps. I mean, Hotin had a very stable performance there, and it just pairs so well with so many early game junglers. We're talking about Xin Zhao, Camille even. But that is the biggest question, whether or not it's going to be open as the Camille LFD has massive respects towards Tommy. So look at this. All picks flex top, flex in the jungle. Maybe a Riven first pick perhaps would be available.
Yeah, I think QWQ would want that because considering that you don't have Camille, you don't have Renekton, you don't have Jarvan 4, pretty much the choices currently would be the Darius or the Riven, but Darius being bad away for looking for Daddy leaves Riven open for QWQ and puts in pressure for looking for Daddy on what they want to do as a Baron lane for this team.
Yeah, but looks like they've changed their mind, saying QWQ says, okay, it's fine, we're gonna secure this Galio because we can flex it in CLJ's lane or towards Batzai. And LFD can take possibly the 2 picks, like the Riven, but instead, no, they're gonna show their mid lane early, anticipating possibly forcing CLJ on towards this mid lane, or we can get a Diana versus Ahri matchup.
I mean, the Gragas is open, and looking for Daddy is really just going through. I think it can be flexing to the top side of the map, not something that we see traditionally so far in the C Championships 2021. So far, it has been the top picks into the support role or even elsewhere. So I think looking for Daddy locking it in has the potential to be flexed into the top side currently or the support, but QWQ might potentially hover into a Senna composition here up against looking for Daddy.
Yeah, this could be what, Senna Galio, or they could go Senna Singe, Senna Nasus, the infinite stacking that we were talking about. And there it is going to be the Riven, possibly towards CLJ perhaps, or maybe in the jungle for Tommy and Hotin. There's a lot of mystery towards this draft, but this is looking to be an insanely strong, straight curve upwards, strong mid game, even towards late for the stacking. We'll see how they can assemble this.
Yeah, if Lucian's gonna be locked in, Twisted Fate is also open for QWQ to lock in. It's a 1v1 up against Ahri if they want to go for that route, and Twisted Fate gonna be hovered by QWQ.
They're just going to get double globals here, which just feels criminal to me, Riku, because LFD have said, right, we want to go for this Lucian Nami. We want that early game pressure to try and beat you in lane, but we're sacrificing so much pressure that if they make a play on the map and it doesn't work, they just lose so much control after.
Yeah, so LFD is gonna opt for, again, strengthening their lanes, and there you go. There's that Vi, there's that jungle and mid lane synergy. Get that charm, get that assault and battery. There's a lot of single target CC involved.
But when it comes to the team fight, that will be their problem. The only one that they will depend on is Nami and Gragas for the Exosu cast and the tidal wave. If they can connect it, that will be exceptional. But QWQ you have to remember, you have Twisted Fate, Riven, you have Aurelia, Galio. All of this has CC, and even Senna has root as well. So pretty much QWQ has all of these utilities up against looking for Daddy.
I mean, our wish has been granted. We asked for the Vi, they've delivered, we're happy, and I think our casting team is very happy as well, so let's throw it back to them. Contra and Omo, take it away, boys.
Edge locking them all down. And QWQ, so far, already with a win, can looking for Daddy secure one of their own in second game of the series.
Indeed, and I think that based on the draft alone, I'm actually gonna have to favor QWQ once again. I think it looks like a very good draft that kind of fits what they want to do. What we saw from them in the last game was CLJ being in the right places at the right time, using the Destiny's Gate proactively. I think we'll see that yet again this game, and he has a lot of avenues, a lot of possible locations to go towards.
And when we go back into the drawing board for LFD, Now that they're bringing in Delusion, that's going to give them a lot of all these great trades against Bajai as well as looking. But Bajai could easily sustain out of this. Just get the heals up, and you know that the Senna probably will skill infinitely. We've seen some of all the other matches with Senna who may or may not have all this sort of success, but I think QWQ here at least got a lot more going on for the rest of the picks.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing that I could say is the upside for LFD is kind of what you pointed out, right? The South Bet and Battery combo with the Charm, with Ari dashing in, you have the Vi dashing in. It's kind of a substitute for the Jarvan Vi combo running. Will it be as effective? I think no, because it's a harder combo to execute on. It's more finesse needed. While Jarvan, you just EQ, R. That's it, right? That's your game plan.
Whoa!
Once again, Baron lane gap.
Moment that you talk about finesse, Houghton showing some finesse up over the top side there. That's 2 sums burn, and yet again, PP still dropped. Not having that much energy to go with, as here comes Tommy, though, just saying hi to one. While they're already moving into the river, looking, getting caught out, but that will be a charm coming from one. With the gold card stunning right through. One has to pop the flash, and another one goes by. QWQ. Still gonna be continuing on. Good bubble onto 2. But they don't have the resources. Tommy will drop.
Oh, Tommy.
While Flash comes right through. Juan, he's looking for the wrong target, though. Looking somehow. Gets himself a little bit more safe distance. While Juan is still chasing in. Gold card!
Oh,
And he survives! What?
he survives indeed. I think he got the level up. I think what it was he got the level up from the creep, but PP comes in to clean that one up. It's been a very disappointing series so far from PP, but here we go. 1 kill with him to start things off. It was QWQ to start that one off, but a little bit overly aggressive. They do get punished. Wolf here on this Vi, his specialty pick, and it was paying off for him. We'll see if it can really snowball, right? And we look at what's going on up here. There's no aftershock on the Gragas. You want to be playing Electrocute to punish the Riven. You need to make sure you're not body slamming in, because then he can just chase you down the lane.
That's right, and I think that looking back at the replay, it went pretty close, but PP probably have already run out of cooldowns right there. Opting for a Blasting Morn start could go into a Rod of Ages still if he wants to get a little bit more HP out of that. So, full AP Gragas, what are your thoughts if it's going to be put on the top lane? And they're going to be losing a little tad tankiness, especially when Wolf is also building more towards the damage department.
Yeah, Wolf is always going to be building damage, right? And when he does that, usually we would see from the side of LFD, they would pair it with a full tank Jarvan in the mid lane. Now, going full AP Gragas here means that you guys are gonna be glass cannons on the side of LFD. They're gonna have so much damage, but if they mess up a spell or two, if they get caught out, if QWQ get the jump on them or get a good engage on them, they are just gonna shred through the team of LFD. And that might be a bit of a problem, because we do see Houghton here getting some leads.
Big problems here. Houghton now in trouble. Senna will send in the ult. Houghton still survives, getting one up at the very least.
Oh!
That Ignite trickles down the HP bar, and yet
Nice.
again, Houghton survives to tell the tale. Wolf could have possibly give chase, but I guess that he knows the rest of them are coming. QWQ now works on that Rift Herald.
And part of why Wolf backed away so early as well is he knew that Destiny's Gate was available, and we saw CLJ use that to come up. They want to contest this with no jungler.
Good charm, and now the rest of them will secure
need to get
the
out.
Rift Herald, and that's not going to be any more of casualties being shown. Looking for Daddy. Didn't commit to that trait. Now they're also getting more pressure into his mid lane. That's where Vanguard stands. Catch out to 3, and they drop in Hero's Entrance on 1 as well. Tommy now negated with a bubble, while 1 still trading right back. LFD working it well enough, but no kills for them, and they drop PP once more.
Indeed, they do. That's going to be QWQ here, just picking up some kills for themselves. They still have the Rift Herald. Dragon has not been started by either team, so that's still an opportunity that's up for grabs here for QWQ. Very real possibility of them just coming mid lane, dropping the Herald down, and using that timing to rush the Dragons like we see most teams do.
Yeah, and I just look back at some of the fights, and I look back at the itemization. Rod of Ages for Nami. Share me your thoughts, because most supports nowadays, they just rush in for things like Redemption, and maybe Staff of Flowing Water for the Nami. So
Yeah, we do see some Enchanter support still favor the Roa. Reasons is because it makes you less susceptible to getting one shot. Because as an Enchanter like Nami especially, you really do just get one shot if you get caught.
Oh.
So I can understand the rationale there. Ignite might get PP.
Oh.
Will you get make it in time? Not quite.
Oh, he was so close for that honey
So
fruit though.
close.
I feel for him.
He started the animation. Yeah, it was close. And I think the executioners from Hotin, they're playing a part as well, right? Cutting the happy hour passive healing from PP is always going to help, right? But back to the point about the Rod of Healing. That makes you tankier, gives you a lot of mana so you can spam those heals. And AP is always nice for someone like Nami who does damage, who wants to be healing and pumping out those heals. So it's always going to be nice. I do like items like Stuff of Flowing Water, but I can understand the rationale behind snatching that early roll first if you're not having too bad a game.
Yeah, especially the higher amount of healing would possibly give more sustainability for looking for Daddy. More pressure up mid still, while Tommy looking sharp as ever. So far, having some really key plays in some of the team fights have been able to bring QWQ some leads. And not like Colton possibly need any more visits from this point onwards. Now a few items come in.
Hotin has been finding solo leads indeed. CLJ potted once up to try to save his Baron Lena, but wasn't even needed. Those 3 kills that you see Hotin have, they are entirely from himself. He worked hard to get those kills, all 3 on PP.
But
but like it's caught.
He gets caught out in between. Now it's going to be a good bubble, and that will definitely negate them with a tidal wave go-kart onto the Lucian. But over and back, it's the Nami that will fall prey. But Jai goes down, same for Chi as well. So a support trait going over, while there's still QWQ.
And they do have the Rift Herald still as well. I believe that's in the hands of Tommy. He can't drop that. Ooh.
Oh,
nice.
That's some really good play out there. Great ideation, and that's where they just send down Dying Shadow, and yet again it's a killing spree for Tommy. Just diving through turret, and he's definitely feeling great about this Irelia pick.
And I mean, that fight started off with Bajai getting caught and one shot to there. They did commit the Vi ultimate, but that was about all it took to kill him. And QWQ, they still managed to come out so heavily on top in that fight. Really impressive stuff from them. I'm just curious about when they're hoping to hold this Rift Herald until.
Oh, it's just a little bit overzealous right now. And Tommy, if he keeps playing like
I
this,
think they should drop it.
most likely he will be punished if he's going to be going for such a stance. But there's not enough members from LFD to just do about that. So QWQ still watching over. Herald being dropped though.
He pops it in the bottom lane. That's a little bit curious here. I expected them to want to go for mid lane.
Hotain had the assault and battery locked onto him. But yet again, I don't think anybody wants to go fighting 1v1 against the Ribbon.
Wait, they get this for free?
Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, they don't get the mid lane turret, but they get the bot lane one for free.
Yeah, I question about some of all these macro plays that's being shown from Looking for Daddy. Now the rest of QWQ going in for a little bit of chase against PP. I guess a turret defense is just about good enough. And they can still try to secure the Baron lane turret while the rest of QWQ works towards mid. Oh boy, Tommy.
They're trying.
Once again, that's going to be a culling there that almost completely misses. Just a little bit of massage going on for Tommy. While Wolf secures the scuttle for himself. So
yeah, just a messy situation from QWQ. Your dual lane is in the top lane right now. For what reason? I don't really understand. They're losing so much pressure on the map. They moved their dual lane up there while their team is suffering in mid lane. It just needs to be reassigned, I think. And this comes back to the Herald point as well. You really need to save it to break the mid lane turret. If you have Riven, Twisted Fate, Irelia, you have no problem taking these side lane turrets as long as you have an advantage. Mid lane is going to be a hard nut to crack though.
yeah, this is definitely going to be a little tad, well, I wouldn't say too difficult, but it's still going to be a little bit of a challenge. And QWQ probably is going to be using that dragon as a bait. Not that Looking for Daddy is going to be in an optimal position for now. No Baron being slain, just a little bit of teaser that is going to happen maybe in a few more minutes time. But QWQ already taking this dragon for free.
I want to point out something very interesting. In every series, right, we see the dragon being contested and fought over 4 to 6 minutes, I would say. In QWQ versus LFD, Game 1, the first dragon dropped at 8 minutes. In Game 2, the first dragon dropped at 10 minutes. I'm wondering if we'll see 12 in the next one. These teams are just, to be perfectly frank, these teams are just a little bit lost right now.
Yeah, maybe they're just taking things a little slowly. They want to play by their own pace. So potentially we are getting maybe a maximum of 3 dragons for this matchup. I think it's going to be okay for QWQ if this is going to be the case. Well, I want to look back into the setup for LFD. If they're going to be looking for anybody, it always has to start with Wolf, and maybe that's a major concern here when PP is not participating in the majority of the fight.
Yeah, he can't, right? Because he needs to hold the side lanes. I really want to see QWQ now start using Hotin to split push, knowing they've got the globals to back him up if they try to gank him. They've been doing a lot of nothing for the last 5 minutes.
Oh, sure, something at the very least. Turns golden for a little bit, but that's not going to be anybody knocked up in the air. Culling brings Tommy to 50%. Here comes Destiny, though, looking for one. Well, they will collapse on mid. Flashback behind, Loki now survives, but Tommy is not. Good cast on top of Tommy. One secured by one. Well, they still continue on with the trade here. Go-Kart lands on one, but possibly this is just about the best scenario for looking for Daddy. And now they are just going to slowly go in for similar pickups from here onwards.
I don't know what I just saw there, Contra. Wolf tried to start that one off with a catch. QWQ tried to respond, but somehow with double globals, they could not find an adequate response. And it was just one free kill. Tommy drops going over to LFD, right? They burned so much trying to re-engage and keep him safe that when he eventually went in for the dive, they had no more spells left to buff him up, right? They didn't have the Senna ultimate. They didn't have the Galio ultimate. He had to dive in alone. Just gets taken down. And gold lead's still in favor of QWQ, but it's basically close right now. It's a 1,000 gold lead. Both of these teams not finding any significant leads to this game.
Yeah, Omo, I believe that you might just be infuriated when you have so many global ultimates and you can't really coordinate them all together to get some good team fights going on. And that only resulted to looking for Daddy getting one, and the QWQ's response was a little bit lackluster, I must say.
Oh, a little bit lackluster is a bit of an understatement there, Contra. I agree with the sentiment. I think it needs to be emphasized a little bit more, though. I just feel like QWQ, their team comp is so OP, it's so easy to play, but they're content just farming it up, just chilling, engage attempts. I don't know what that was. That was an attempt, I guess. You maybe want to let your go-kart start that one off. It's just not a great game, right? Not a great game. And once again, Death Cap's second item from CLJ. What are you trying to do with that, my man? You don't want Lich Bane to buff up your cards. You don't want Rapid Fire Cannon to make it easier for you to stun. You want Death Cap? Maybe play Orianna instead.
Well, I guess that could also be a way to work it around maybe for the next upcoming match. If they really want to go for Orianna, it would have actually worked pretty well into the composition that we are currently fielding. Now, Guardian Angel is already up for Wolf, so I guess that he can play more aggressively if he wants to. And if QWQ is going to give so much more time to LFD, I think that this is going to be good enough of a scaling for them to pick up proper fights in the late game for LFD.
Well, I just want to point out 2 Death Caps. Ooh, what is this?
Just a...
This is nothing. That's it?
Yeah. I was about to go into that direction too.
He bumped Destiny. I'm trying to bump Destiny for what? For what?
Hey guys, I want to take a look at this fight. I didn't pop my minimap, by the way. Maybe I should join, maybe I should not, but he went back to the base, and now with a great pickup here, up battery onto Loki, not the target that he's looking for. Tommy dropping in with a hero's entrance, will be able to knock out Wolf, and that's a dive. Coming out of PP, one now under the turret, in trouble, flashes over the wall, he survives, and for how long more? It will be the gold card here from CLJ, stopping him on their track. Loki misses that does this punch, and well, let's dance forward. PP still does not secure a kill, but he does have another barrel to just that.
Contra, if LFD win this game and we go to a game 5, I'm absolutely gonna lose it. This is... What was that? Everything missed from everybody. They just hit no spells. The engages are really weird and random. It was a good start to the fight from Wolf, right? He got the punch flash off. That was a nice start. That was fine. Tommy then used his ultimate to dash into the backline by himself. Goes way too deep. And I want to point out whole team right here. Look at what this man does. So Tommy, he dashes in, he tries to find something, he doesn't quite get anything. Hotin, this Riven, he did so well in laning phase. He comes here to do absolutely nothing. That was the worst Riven I've ever seen in any team fight. And he just dies. Okay, he doesn't die, but it was close. Lokian dies in his steed, right? It just really bad for both of these teams.
Yeah, zero coordination for the moment.
Zero. Yeah, zero.
Could be negative. Could be negative. But
Could
then
be
again,
negative. Okay, well, LFD is a bit better because they have the Vi, right? And Vi is Vi's like a go button. When Vi goes, it's very simple. Everyone knows, all right, Vi's going in, guys, go, 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 go. QWQ's comp, it's not like that, right? They have like, oh, am I going to dash in right now? Am I going to wait to dash in later? Or something like that. So it's a lot more complex to play.
indeed.
And on LFD, they have more success because of the simplicity.
I guess it's a little bit of nerves coming into the series when both sides definitely don't want to take any L. But if QWQ is going to be playing passively, then to use the strength to their abilities currently, and maybe it might just be another game handed over onto the opponents. But here comes Gold Card.
Contra, please.
Ah,
Oh, look, when you have rapid fire cannon, you can stun them from one screen away. Who would have guessed it? Why he predicted it?
wow. 300 IQ play, but no one's going to be able to follow up. That's a turret for QWQ, so I guess finally they got things going.
I don't know if he predicted it or if he guessed it or what that was, but he nails the ultimate onto Juan. Whole team gets some chip damage onto this bottom lane tier 2 turret. Doesn't quite take it down just yet. But CLJ, who would have guessed that if you were Twisted Fate, rapid fire cannon would be so OP for you? It's not as if this is something that's been played by every other team, every other TF player, and if failing that, you buy a Lich Bane, fine, I can still understand, it helps you hit turrets. This man goes for Death Cap's second item, Rabadons. I lost for words, Contra.
Well, a little bit of burst doesn't really hurt, but I guess that...
Lich Bane gives you burst!
Yeah, true, it does. And speaking of which, he finally gets his 4th item. So, yeah.
He's big at least.
Just,
Yep, he is big.
just at least
17 minutes.
4 items. I'm happy enough that he just have
Yeah.
all the right items, just miss priorities, right?
Eventually, we got there, right? We got there in the end. It's just frustrating that this could have been an effective TF 10 minutes ago. I like what we're seeing right now. QWQ, it took them 17 minutes, but are they finally gonna do it? They're doing
Oh,
it!
there we go.
They're doing
Well,
it!
2 versus 1. Not gonna be fair for a PP. But here comes the TP coming in as well. QWQ is gonna be moving right in. A Baron call out of nowhere. But that's gonna be Tommy with the G8. There's not the target they want. Both turns go in for a bit. Vanguard's Edge holding them back. But goes into safety, not for long, with Flash coming out of full as they hunt them down one after another. Tommy did not survive. Now they're going in with a charge as well. But you know what? Maybe the Baron is gonna be much more worthwhile.
First question, how do you lose that fight? Second question, how did QWQ not get bot lane tier 2 turret? Third question, is this contest gonna work?
We hold you to your questions for the moment. There is still a little bit of contest going on. Wolf going low, and that's not going to be any sort of smite available. Yet again, QWQ, they did not really get it.
Oh my goodness.
This is a Baron for looking for Daddy.
It is indeed, and whole team gets a mid lane inhibitor. I'm not sure what the call there was, but if they were trying to trade objectives, they need to call to not run it down. They need to call to just buy time for whole team. He flashes for what reason? I don't know. He flashes to skill to kill, I guess. Wants to be sure about it. He has Ignite, you know, but that's fine. Whatever. He wants to go all in.
Just style points, man. No
points.
No other reason. There's no other reason that you want to flash on top of an RE on 1 HP. So let's give him that. Okay. Now LFD possibly is going to be happy about that. They got the Baron. Now my question is, how are they going to be using it? Now QWQ probably have a way of crashing right downwards. And look at this. We already got the Elder up available. So it's all about that objective focus for now.
It is indeed. It's gonna be all about that. We'll have to see what QWQ do. I want to point out once again, it took them 17 minutes for them to realize, hey, Twisted Fate should be porting to the Riven lane, and we can do so much here. 17 minutes, and they still botched to follow up on that successful play. What's going to happen right now? Are LFD going to get this for free? So many questions, Contra.
So many questions here left to be answered, but the CLJ will drop the cold card onto PP. Bring him down low, Dawning Shadow being utilized as well as the culling. Here comes Hero's Entrance. Perfect one for QWQ. They got them collapsed, bottlenecked in the jungle, and that's where Wolf QWQ goes in to sweep them off their feet, looking for Daddy. Now gets a question on their side. Who's your daddy? QWQ probably will be able to crash right in to take another end hit up top.
Oh, no, no, no. Please just tell me you're going for the Nexus here, QWQ. You don't need this in hit. What? Okay, I guess they're bringing the wave in. That makes sense. They're going for the end here, Contra.
I guess that will end your misery, Omo, and that's where we are looking at an equalizer eventually, but QWQ still will take another game off of looking for Daddy.
Trying to find my center right now. I'm trying to find the Zen here. It took 20 minutes for QWQ to find a proper...
Them in that situation as well.
What about the Pantheon? I mean, that's basically my best friend. It's another global champion. It doesn't really scream to me as a champion that either of these teams have played, but let's see what LFD do. Oh, no, forget it. My point is null and void, because I was going to say that it has been LFD always banning the Ziggs. What happens if they don't? Well, QWQ say, we'll just ban it instead.
Yeah, exactly. So we're not going to be seeing the double poke, Ziggs Varus perhaps, or
Ah,
Ziggs
TF.
plus Ezreal. Oh, there it is! Looking for Daddy has banned the TF. Now what will CLJ play? Will we go in the mid lane? Unless LFD decides to, you know, first pick the Galio to set up for a 5v5 team fight. There is.
Huge potential for them to do so. I mean, stealing away these champions coming to the mid lane forces out CLJ to potentially go for maybe an Ahri, maybe another champion that we currently don't know, maybe that unconventional picks that we keep on talking about in Series 1 and Series number 2. But so far, we're not going ahead of the curve. We're going for a Renekton or a Khan. First two picks for QWQ.
Yeah, you know, red side QWQ can just take their time, see what the mid lane matchup is going to be for when, so that CLJ can plan ahead and get that earlier or better matchup. But looking at LFD, Kai'Sa and the Graga. So it could be a Kai'Sa and Galio lane, which is going to be, you know, depending on the bot lane, which is going to be a Xayah and Rakan, I think that could be potentially very scary.
Yeah, I mean, very flex for the current composition for looking for Daddy. I mean, you have Kai'Sa. The supporter role can be either Gragas or Galio. It can go either way. What do they want to do? But considering you have Xayah and Rakan for QWQ...
Oh, no!
No for QWQ?
Oh wow, where's this gonna go? Is it gonna be in the mid lane? I mean, we talked about Aurelion Sol, Twisted Fate, Galio, in that particular order of importance. So this could be mid lane where you build snowballs and then you try to affect the side lanes with that as well? Really? Maybe?
Looking for Daddy, one for Braum.
Oh!
So-
Hey, we're just so excited about the new pick. We were just... Okay, for LFD, it's gonna be possibly a Gragas top, Galio mid, and then... No, Gragas top, because the Sin's out is already there. Unless Origin Series Sin's out top. We're gonna wait how is this gonna pan out.
So flexible coming here looking for Daddy.
Yeah.
I was looking Xayah Rakan. Potentially, actually...
You know what? This Gragas here is going to be pretty tough of a matchup. So I'm going to bring it over on the other corner.
Oh, it is?
PP.
The role swap!
It's a role swap. It's a role swap, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, guys. Maybe the last two games wasn't going
You know
their
what
way.
happened?
Okay.
You know what happened after game 2?
Yeah.
Juan said, dude, you're getting solo killed way too much. Let me show you how it's done. Move aside. Just go play AD. I'm gonna play Bradley. You're a noob. And he took the Gragas into his own hands, and he's trying to, send a message. He's gonna solo kill whole team. And I don't know. That's the most rational explanation to me.
I guess so. And, as much as Juan might just be a name, but if you turn to Chinese, Juan means change. So...
That's true, I guess. Yeah.
Maybe that sort of
true,
change will be necessary when we go into some of these team fight, but as we get into the game here, this janky bottom lane synergy is going to be interesting, but I guess it's okay.
We'll see. We'll have to see, right? I mean, I have no idea how this one's gonna play out. I'll tell you that much for sure. PP already not off to a great start. You see the Prey Seeker second skill there, just missing the last hit on the creep. It's already not boding well. Wolf gets spotted out though. This could be a 2v2.
Oh, maybe 2v1 if this Nunu does not
Gonna
going
be
in.
rolling it in.
It's going to be
Rolling it in.
rolling in. And that's going to be a double ton. Perfectly set up for Woodward just as much as well. That
What?
flash comes right through. What they will look onto taking down CLJ. Gives them a tornado, and I guess that's about it. But Butchai says,
Butchai.
you know, it's not about over yet. He takes a little peek. I think Win saw that coming. So none of that is going to be happening. Still no first blood from QWQ or looking for Daddy.
Yeah, just gonna be underwhelming Nunu gank attempt. That's what Nunu is good at, right? He's good at ganking, but he's bad at counter ganking. Or rather, he's bad when he gets counter ganked. Nunu's not great when he's in a scenario where he has to fight and skirmish. You see PP close to getting solo killed in the second lane of the game. I think that's quite an accomplishment, right? You know how you have like things like a EGOT, right? Where you get an Oscar, you get a Tony, you get a Grammy. PP is Mr. Worldwide. He's getting solo killed in top lane, getting solo killed in bot lane. Maybe if we had another game, he gets solo in bot lane, in mid lane. But Houghton,
Juan!
what is this?
He goes down, and there's still the
What is
dominance.
this?
It's a double.
What is this?
Look at that. 2-for-1 trade. Well worth it. Buy 1 free
All right.
QWQ.
Call the pause. Call the pause. PP needs to say something to Juan right now. He needs to say, "Not that easy, is it? Huh?" Baron lane, you thought it was easy?
Not at all. And guess what? Juan says, you know, time to Juan lanes again. So this isn't the case. Yeah, I guess it is. Like, you know, top lane, not my territory.
yeah.
Let's go mid. Let's go mid.
Yeah. I will be sure to tell my Hispanic friend Juan that his name means change, and I will make sure that he understands that. But other than that, I mean, if you look across the board, I think they're gonna swap back the lanes. Yeah, this gank is never gonna work.
Yeah.
I mean, Juan doesn't even need to use the body slam there. Yeah, they're just gonna swap back the lanes. They're just catching some waves when it's gonna come to the mid lane. And Contra, I got a question for you.
I'm listening.
LFD when? LFD when did I ask?
Well, you got me there. You got me there. So another question.
I don't know. At this point, I'm running out of content. You know, I'm running out of jokes to make. I had to go for the lowest hanging fruit there, and yeah, it's gonna be a slow game once again.
Okay. Now, question is, when are they gonna finish these items? Like, it's about 4 minutes. We're looking at BF Sword for the Kaisa.
Yep. We see some
BF
rollers.
I guess that's not too bad with the ruler. But now, with the rest of QWQ already by the Drake, they're not looking to secure it. They say, you know what? Let's play bowling. Tommy might just roll up top, but guess what? No, that's not happening. We see a Croc up top, and Houghton now gets jumped on Hero's entrance, and they will still continue with the chase. But here goes Tommy, though. Great setup for the last grab, and that's where Wolf will eventually fall. Absolute Zero secures the kill. Maybe not necessary, but she gets a great knockup with the Glacial Fissure. They will now defuse the scenario and look to take arrow for their own. It might just be a Lich, though.
Oh, LFD, they're so low. Can they really contest this?
Not entirely sure, but I guess it's whatever for the situation. Tommy,
They're just doing a dance.
He's got the smite. He can just take a bite off if he wants
Yeah.
to. What is buying time? Just
there we go.
take it. Okay, here comes the late Ton, and
What?
everybody else collapsed. Looking for Daddy, slowly losing members after another CLJ flashes over that Ignite, and well, oh well.
Yeah, what was that? I mean, I understand not wanting to give up the objective, right? But there's a time and a place to contest. That was absolutely not the time or the place for when. Instead, he doesn't realize that. He just flashes in. This is also not the time or place for you to try to gank Renekton. And I think whole team, in my books, he's been playing pretty well. Mechanically, individually, doing a good job. It's just when it comes to where do I need to be on the map? How do I accelerate my lead? How do I put pressure on the map? He's not doing these things. But individually, laning, mechanics, pretty good. And I think you were right here, Contra. Smart one. Color caster on our desk. Tommy picked the Nunu, so they finally get objectives. You called it.
Yes! Another smite! Another bite!
There we go. Yeah.
And I love it, you know, like, this is the power of Nunu, and I guess we should see more of it, but QWQ possibly
Well,
could
I mean-
get cleaner fights from some scenarios of what we saw.
Yeah, we saw the strengths of Nunu in this game, right? But we also saw its weaknesses, the 2v2 mid. It's kind of a throwback to game one, right? You come in with the snowball, you go for a bit of a gank attempt, but if your opponent jungler is there, and if your opponent jungler is someone like Xin Zhao, you're not winning that fight, friend.
Indeed. Well, I just really want to know what's next for Looking for Daddy, you know?
Contra. Tommy's building AP.
It's going for AP! He's
He's AP Nunu.
It's like, that's how we do it. That's how we want to build a semi-tank Gragas, which we'll still be seeing a 1v1 against the Renekton. I guess that's fine for now. It's going to be
that's
one
fine.
item on both sides.
I'm just waiting to see the full AP Nunu sit in a bush with absolute zero on and just pop some falls. I think that would be the best part of the scene.
Yeah. Let's get that going somewhere in the mid game, probably. And
Yeah, hopefully.
if he can get giant snowball off of a few members, just as we saw onto one, that could possibly disrupt any sort of charging time, and that's going to be the grand entrance, dropping onto PP with Wolf visiting right by, and that's where they will just use a defensive quickness to run away from PP. He dives right in, looking, will not survive the gank, and that's a very late redemption just to ensure that LFD survives.
Mechanical errors all across the board right there. You see the Kai'Sa trying to... What?
Okay, we're playing bowling.
He missed!
GG.
Gets out. He got out.
Wow.
Tommy dived in. Yeah, Blue Spy. Blue Spy would have killed him right there. I'm just saying, Blue Spy would have killed him. You didn't need to use Absolute Zero, right? But you tried, you went for it. Doesn't quite work out. They might lose their mid lane turret here now.
Yeah, eventually. They're still looking for their chase. Look at that. Tries to curve the ball.
Yeah.
But that is a little bit harder to land. I guess that the difference between Nunu in Wild Rift and in PC, he doesn't get that ramp up of speed when he rolls the snowball.
I think he does get a little bit faster towards the tail end of that one, but I want to point out this has a bit of similarities, right? It's kind of like the Ashe flashbacks that we were talking about, just trying to curve the bullet in somewhere. Not quite gonna work right now for Tommy. And I do want to see CLJ actually make his way toward the team when they start looking for objective fights, when they start looking for big fights. Because his ultimate is gonna be so key. They review him! Tommy got reviewed by Sinzal.
Well,
Oh, nice.
That's a good crescent sweep, but that won't be able to buy them too much time to survive till the tilt. Chi goes down. And that's a huge chunk of damage coming from only 3 individuals of Looking for Daddy. Now, where is the backup? They're still waiting, chasing right in. Great grand entrance, and that will secure 2 more kills for QWQ.
Finally, a good play from QWQ. It started off really bad. They were camping the tri-brush, but they were hugging the wall a little bit too tightly. Wolf trying to use his second skill on the Crux. Actually reviewed Tommy right there, but I think he reacted a little bit too slow, and it was a great engage from Butchai. Look at this right now, gets both up. Now just imagine if Yasuo was here for the follow-up, but that's not necessary because the 4-on-3, you're gonna win it anyway. I think the good usage of the Sintile ulti to try to disengage that fight, it's not gonna be enough though. Loki maybe didn't need to use his third skill there, but that's gonna be okay. This is just great. This is good, easy, all-in dive attempt. And this is looking like QWQ. I don't want to jinx anything, but it might be a trio.
Yeah, and I guess that it has proven the whole Atlas does wrong on their votes. I'm glad
Me too. I put trio for LFD as well.
I put 3-2 LFD. So I guess that at least my 2 pointers to QWQ is worth mentioning.
You know what? I think the people who voted 3-2 are probably closer though, because this was a very close series. We look at the scoreline, we see 3-0. We might think it was a huge stomp for QWQ, right? That was not the case. It was pretty evenly matched, right? I would say for the wrong reasons, but it was pretty evenly matched. So 3-2, not the worst call here.
Yeah, I guess that whichever the call is, it's definitely a huge surprising factor to see how QWQ have managed to not only improve in such a short duration, but they're making some plays happen. That's going to be the last breath dropping right through. Wolf gets a good sweep onto all 3. And that's the absolute zero that we're looking for. But he will have to flash away to their instinct over wall. He will be able to get one more. LFD potentially can come back in here to secure that barrier right here, right now.
Renekton, you need to buy a TP. You can turn this fight around. You just need to go home and buy a TP. They're opting not to do it. Want the tier 2 at the bottom lane. They want the tier 1 at the mid lane. They're just gonna trade objectives. But look at the health bars. They're so low. You can just kill all of LFD right now, but they opt not to take the fight. I don't know why. They just want to play it safe, I guess. You know what's interesting, Contra? They started off the fight with PP walking into a full channel absolute zero, losing half his health, and they still win the fight. Crazy shit.
Yeah, and I really do wonder, right? Like, now he has that F-cap and he hasn't been really getting, you know, heavy damage. I think I've did some experiment on my own, you know, putting Nunu into mid. And fun fact, you know, before we even jump into this broadcast, okay, I'll hold that for a bit. Good knockup. Okay. Oh boy. Now we're going for the turret. LFD jumping right in. That might just be a good catch onto Tommy.
What?
And look in as well. Absolute zero onto 4. They bring them
Huge.
down low. Redemption popped in, and they will still survive. Looking for Daddy with this Baron power play.
They want hold in. They want hold in.
Effect. Just right there. And that's CLJ, who might just fall prey if he cuts right into the jungle. So it definitely was a little bit of slow turner out there. Holton somehow did get cut off.
So, my question is, if you guys have been winning every single team fight on side of QWQ, why are you guys trying to split push on 3 lanes? Send one guy to split push at most, get a TP in on somebody else. Maybe Houghton didn't need the Gargoyle Stone play right here. I've never seen a Renekton buy a Gargoyle Stone play over something like, you know, a teleport if you're planning to be split pushing the whole game. And you have 10k gold, the most in the game. And this is why we criticize Houghton, right? He played the laning phase well. He has good individual mechanics. But when it comes to knowing where to be on the map, he's absolutely clueless. He has no idea.
Not a single clue at all. Now, speaking of vision game here, just look at some of all these sports here. Line it up
Not
for
again.
LFD. Now they're going for another catch. One just casually
We can't
jumping
save
in.
him, man.
Now he goes in with the Pharisum. Not going to be all too enough, as that's going to be
Oh,
PP on a
why?
rampage. I guess
If
maybe
I-
he's playing a better marksman.
If I was playing Zaya, and my Rakan just left me like that, I'm leaving the game.
FF. Early
Yeah, I'm
FF.
just out. Like, what?
Okay.
He has everything.
Oh,
this is huge.
Great cancellation. You saw the cast, and now the rest will follow through. With a hero's entrance dropping in, Otian will make it out while looking for Daddy. Did not have the Baron buff intact any longer, but they will still secure tier 2. Now, let's take a chill feel.
And the gold is tied up even right now. Exactly what we want to contra. An exciting, evenly matched, closely fought game between these two powerhouse teams here, QWQ and LFD. I want to point out really quickly that Houghton has not been a part of a team fight for the last 5 minutes. The man has been living his best life in the sideline.
Well,
And Yasuo as well, CLJ has not been a part of any single team fight for 5 minutes too. So these two guys, they've been chilling while their team gets 3v5.
yeah, if that's going to be the case, if it's going to be living life by the edge or just having a really good time. So, QWQ sitting under their ward as PP.
Yep, they are.
Spot them out.
Dragon's
this is going to be
up soon.
Dragon though. And
Look at
where's
this,
Gragas?
Houghton. Make up your mind. He can't decide if he wants to go up, he wants to come down, he wants to help his team. He's gonna decide to come down. Look at that TP's OP, huh?
TP definitely is OP, and that's where Wolf will dive hit first. Not gonna be able to catch
sign.
anybody here. And wait. And I look at Bajai, he misses the quickness, and now that's gonna be a flank. Whole team comes right in. Absolutely zero already being utilized. And LFD, they're screaming for help. Help me out, Daddy. I don't know what to do with this team fight.
Contra, no! Wolf is gonna get chased down here, and I am shocked, Contra. Frankly, I am baffled. I am shocked. I am in disbelief. Who would have thought that if QWQ brought 5 people to a team fight, they would win?
Right. And, well, it baffles me too. Like, I guess that definitely worked out for him at the free end of it.
Oh.
Now here comes a good setup for the Yasuo.
No!
As he kills Hasaki. And
He
one
does.
just gonna be holding the line all alone. And QWQ is looking for that clean sweep, needing more damage, but the rest of looking for Daddy is right
No
here.
way.
With the killer instinct, they dropped into the fight. Gatan onto Lookin, only having 1 HP, and a dream will go down to the hands of people.
And the Nexus is so low right now, but they managed to hold on. Another breath of life here for LFD. They're going to be looking towards the Baron as well. They want to take this one down. I think they will be able to. It's going to be very risky for QWQ to try to contest that. They might not even make it here in time. See what they opt to do. Yeah, they're just giving it up. Nunu's going bot side.
Yeah, I guess that they're just gonna get their hands on the Drake. A low-hanging fruit for them, at the very least. Well, they could have actually contested them. Just look at the health bars that dropped from PP as well.
Yeah.
See, looking for Daddy, they know that this is gonna be an important objective to last a little bit longer and possibly another team fight with so many waves. Just gets all the dragons, so working
Yep.
perfect for them.
Yeah, this is the second Baron actually for LFD. They're still behind in gold, but at this point in the game, I would say that a 4K gold lead is rather inconsequential. Comes down to execution and how you play the team fights. You want to point out PP sitting at 6-1 and 2. He is huge right now in the Xayah. On this Kai'Sa. 4 completed items. 2,000 go up on low gain. He's gonna be doing a lot of damage if he gets into your backline. But we just need to see one good team fight from QWQ.
While we're waiting for a team fight, let me teach you a little bit of Malay. So, PP actually means cheek in Malay. So I guess that's a little bit of a tongue-in-cheek of how he could possibly go in with some cheeky plays, and that's where the team fight breaks loose. While Chi-Chi is going to be at the back. Absolute Zero holds the line. Well, there is an exit for Holton, but he won't be able to last for all too long. GA already being
reset the fight.
Will be able to get one more for a killing spree. Now looking for Daddy, could potentially turn this and reverse sweep the match with the Baron buff in play. 4 versus 5 though. Can they do it? TP's coming back in for this long haul trade. And when looking for the Justin Punch does not connect. And finally the in hit. Well, Wolf comes right in as well. Now they will just try to negate the danger. They got what they needed already. Now slowly working on that bottom lane.
Indeed they are. It's going to be mid lane inhibitor going over to LFD. Yeah, things not looking great here for QWQ. They messed up a couple of team fights. It's not a good situation to be in, and a lot of that stems from just poor team fighting, right? They're not getting the engages to set the Yasuo up. Yasuo's not getting on the backline. Kai'Sa's having a free game, and that is gonna be a disastrous situation for QWQ. Gold is tied up. Elder's coming up in a little bit. I think they want to go for some split push right now. I don't really know. They're just spread across the map. If they get caught, this could be disastrous.
And I spy with my little eye right now. The boot for the Yasuo is not completed with any enchantment. But maybe he's just going all in with that 110 buff. Here comes the grand entrance immediately into the Yasuo ult. While Wolf will be able to swipe them away with the rest of LFD. They try to fall right back. QWQ didn't get anything out of that.
Yeah, and they committed the Rakan ultimate in exchange for the Xin and Gragas ultimate. So not the worst case scenario here, right? Still got a bit of time to Dragon. Still got a bit of time till Baron. So I think we are going to be in a bit of a stalemate for a while longer. 5 members group from QWQ. If only they've done this 10 minutes earlier. The game might have been in the bag by now. Now the question though is it too late? Is this 5-item Kai'Sa gonna just 1v9 the game? Is what it took for LFD to win to swap PP to Marksman?
I think it's still a really huge potential for looking for Daddy. If you look at some of these past few team fights, they've managed to catch Loken out for multiple times already. And when you don't have that Xayah to deal with, they just absolutely lack damage. And Oten is already going in for a little bit more of the sustainable HP build, where you've got GA, you got Gargle Stoneplate, Starouts. Yeah, you name it. She's not going to deal too much, just about enough to maybe take one person down. And that person most likely wouldn't be PP.
That does mean, though, that it's going to be very hard for him to play the side lanes because he doesn't have teleport. And that's going to be an advantage that Juan has over him. I'm quite curious why Juan is not opting to push the sideways at all right here. But, you know, it's going to be what it is, right? And Wen is going to be the one pushing the sideways. He has Hero's Entrance, so that's going to be A-okay. Baron is alive. Elder, Ocean Dragon, 10 seconds as well. Look at how disjointed both of these teams are. Look at how scattered all of their members are. All it takes is one team to try to pull off an engage, and honestly, it could be a wipe either way.
That's right, and I'm just surprised how they managed to even get even into the late game. Here comes the Death Camp coming out. Well, QWQ already moving into the wrap.
So fast.
They might just be able to actually punish them though, but here comes the snowball, charging into the mid lane here. And again, anybody is looking for Chi, does not get anything at all. It gets blocked. Now, Hero's Entrance, great knockup.
Where's the Yasuo?
And everybody gets caught in between the Absolute Zero, picking up that Galio. And this is where QWQ goes in for that chase. They manage to get what they need. And they're already falling back. PP now 1 versus 4. He won't be able to last all too long. QWQ, they won the war. They might just be able to sweep this entirety of the series, not giving any chances for looking for Daddy. Now marching up mid. How much time can they buy? Juan now all alone. Is this going to be it? Well, since out, he's going to fit it away. And this is the series, my friend. Omo, it's QWQ here that will proceed forward in the play-ins.
QWQ win the game, but to me, it feels like there were no winners here today. QWQ, they managed to pull out the game at the end. All it took was a great Recon ultimate. I like the call to start the Baron, force them to come to you, and turn with the Nunu snowball. There were some good moments at QWQ, but these good moments were far and away overshadowed by the horrible moments, I think. There were so many moments of indecision, poor